The emergence of various AI tools is stirring things up in the world of video games. It's not just about using AI to create character designs anymore. No, we're looking at a future with intelligent NPCs and endless immersive virtual worlds, with AI at the center of it all. Here is how AI is helping craft realistic worlds beyond imagination. Intelligent NPCs. Non-playable characters have held significant importance in the gaming realm over the years. These video game characters with seemingly small roles help shape player experience. Up until now, these characters have stuck to simple, predictable patterns. And in all fairness, players rarely have a hard time outsmarting them. But with AI, video game developers can improve on that experience. Many in the video game industry believe that AI can be used to create intelligent NPCs. The idea is that instead of sticking to a fixed script, NPCs can offer a different playing route depending on varying situations, promising a unique experience for every player. So far, video game researchers have found that it's very much possible to create intelligent NPCs using AI. However, the experiments have only proven to be successful in simple environments so far. Pulling off the idea in complex environments requires more effort and time. But with future advancements, developers can very likely cut down on that time. Still, the fact that AI-powered NPCs have the ability to display human-like behavior and learn from other players' actions is groundbreaking. Say you're supposed to fight an NPC? Typically, you'd be facing a character with a predetermined strength level, but AI-generated NPCs can gauge your abilities and give you a challenge worthy of your skills. Not to mention that AI opponents capable of communicating and strategic decision-making add a touch of realism to the game. Games like Fear have already started incorporating such features in gameplay. What's more, AI has allowed natural language processing and voice recognition to advance to a level where players can directly communicate with NPCs in the game. Procedural Generation. As impressive as intelligent NPCs are, the use of AI for procedural generation is even more revolutionary. What is a procedural generation? For those of you who don't know, procedural generation involves creating content based on algorithms instead of a predetermined manual. In other words, different player choices could yield different worlds, meaning no playthrough will be the same. With procedural generation, artists are saved from the trouble of having to painstakingly draw every pixel. Instead, AI tools do the work for them as they use decision-making processes and algorithms to generate content dynamically. Imagine an open universe with different planets every time. In other words, AI brings unpredictability and variation to the world of gaming. In fact, the action-adventure survival game No Man's Sky perfectly displays the potential of AI tools in content generation. The game uses AI to generate in-game environments, planets, and even characters. What's more, PCG could essentially help streamline the developmental process as well. It could reduce the burden of having to create complex worlds for video game developers. With AI taking care of the nitty-gritty, video game developers have the ability to essentially focus their attention on more intricate matters. What's more, procedural generation could allow players to enjoy branching storylines in the game as determined by their choices. Kinda like what we saw in Detroit. Become human. Testing and debugging. Speaking of the developmental process, AI holds great promise in terms of revolutionizing the process. Video game developers spend a major chunk of their time hunting down bugs and glitches after the final product is ready. Although it's a painfully long process, it's an important part of the developmental phase. Thankfully, AI can help streamline the process and cut down the time needed for debugging. Automated testing tools can help video game developers stimulate thousands of playthroughs, allowing them to spot bugs and glitches faster than they normally would. What's more, AI-powered debugging tools can act as a second set of expert eyes, scanning through extensive lines of code and weeding out any errors at speeds no human can match. Not only does AI deliver speed, but it also enhances the overall effectiveness of the debugging process. With menial tasks like debugging and spotting errors taken care of, developers can keep their energies saved up for more critical aspects of game development. Personalized gaming recommendations. Let's be real. There's nothing worse than finishing your favorite game and looking for more like it. But who has the time to play every recommendation that your friends throw your way, only for the game to not live up to the hype? Well, that's where AI comes in. AI algorithms can easily provide personalized game recommendations. See, AI tools know you better than your friends do. These tools analyze your in-game decisions and gameplay style to curate a list of potential games that you might like. And that's not all. AI can also shape your experience within the game as well by giving you challenges and missions that best align with your playstyle. And once you start going with AI-generated recommendations, you can give your feedback, giving AI tools the opportunity to further fine-tune their suggestions. Overall, AI saves you the trouble of hunting down video game recs, promising a more engaging and stimulating gaming experience for everyone. Adaptive difficulty. In the current gaming landscape, players get to choose their difficulty level. Feel like playing it easy? Or want to prove your mettle in front of friends? You get to choose. However, with AI, the game could set the difficulty level for you. This is called adaptive difficulty. Essentially, the game analyzes player skill, response time, kill ratio, and progression speed to create personalized difficulty levels for each player. This way, when the game gets hard, the algorithm will automatically dial it down, and when it feels like you have things too easy, it can turn the difficulty level up a notch. Such use of AI promises an optimum accessible, yet engaging gameplay for players of all skill levels. And if you want to see just how impressive this feature can be, you can go ahead and play Left 4 Dead. The cooperative first-person shooter has a feature called Adaptive AI, which does exactly what it says. When turned on, the game analyzes player performance and adjusts the difficulty level accordingly. The bad. While AI in gaming holds immense potential, it's not all fun and games. Developers and gaming companies must tread carefully, considering the ethical aspects. Incorporating AI into the developmental process comes with unprecedented challenges, one that requires some serious considerations. And one of the biggest problems with integrating AI into games is user privacy. See, AI needs user data to work all the magic we just talked about. Of course, that raises some questions about what kind of data these AI tools will be collecting. Who will have access to it? And how will it be stored? We definitely don't want a repeat of a Facebook-scale privacy debacle. To avoid being in the hot seat like Mark Zuckerberg, game developers should be completely upfront with the public about their data use plans. At the same time, companies need to assure users that they're doing everything to ensure the protection of user data. That said, even with user data collection sorted, there's more to the dilemma of integrating AI into games. Features like procedural generation drive up the risk of addiction. Think about it. Who would want to turn away from their console when there's so much to explore? When every time you fire up your PC, you'll be greeted with a brand new playthrough. That's where video game developers need to be cautious, because AI could drive up the risk of addiction. Of course, it's not a completely hopeless situation. Developers can easily deal with the problem by reminding players to take breaks. At the same time, AI-generated content needs to be monitored. Things can easily go sideways with AI tools generating offensive content, which will certainly require prompt action from developers once again. There have been concerns about AI replacing jobs in the gaming industry, but the truth of the matter is that AI only automates developmental tasks, freeing up developers' time and allowing them to focus on the bigger picture. With the right developmental tools, players will also no longer have to wait for years for the release of video games. AI is becoming a significant player in the gaming world, whether people like it or not. Games like LA Noire and No Man's Sky have already hopped on the AI bandwagon, with more titles expecting to follow suit in the future. Right now, these game titles have only managed to scratch the surface with AI tools. There's more to come. In fact, the global AI market size is expected to skyrocket from USD $22.6 billion in 2020 to USD $189.9 billion by 2027. What's more, video gamers around the world are all for an AI-driven gaming experience. According to one survey, 75% of gamers wanted to see more AI-focused content in video games. At the same time, 60% of gamers were all for playing in AI-generated game worlds. Safe to say, demand exists, which is why it's best for developers to get their ducks in a row and introduce adequate policies for the safe integration of AI in video games. Let us know in the comments about your thoughts on the future of AI in gaming. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos just like this.